So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How's everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Gotenks. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the box. So like usual, we do get the basic looking style box when it comes to the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball line. So we do get them right there on the front of the box, and on the window in white does say SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Gotenks. On the bottom we do get a Tamashii Nation's quality sticker. Then on the right side we do get a few images of the Gotenks figure. On the bottom we do get the warning blah blah blah, Toei Animation, Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then here's the bottom of the box with a black and white image of Gotenks there. Then here's the top of it with part of an image of Gotenks, and the one side of it does have more of the window saying Super Saiyan Gotenks. The other side does have some more images of the figure. Then the back of it does show a bunch of really cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at this character who annoyed the hell out of me during the Buu saga when he was fighting Super Buu. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and like usual, Tamashii Nations did a very nice job when it comes to the detail with these Dragon Ball figures. I think the face sculpts turned out great on this Gotenks. Nice clean paint all around the face there, and where the paint for the hair meets the skin tone. So good job on that. And the hair, I think, turned out really dope. We do get this orange shading by the hairline, and then you don't really see it anywhere else on his hair. Maybe a little bit on the back. That actually looks really good. And I do like the sculpted lines and the chunks of the hair. I think that looks dope. So really, really awesome job on the hair. My issue with the head here and the faces, like when I articulate it around, it seems to pop off easily, and it's mainly this face, but the other faces do it as well. If you don't have it fully popped on there and you're trying to articulate the figure, as you see, the face falls off, and the ball joint that connects to the hair right there is a little loose on my figure as well. It might just be with mine, or other people might have this issue as well. Now for the torso here, the vest I think turned out great. Clean paint where the yellow meets that purple or bluish type color, and this is a harder plastic, the bluish or purple color there. We get some nice sculpt work on the muscle definition. There isn't any shading on the skin tone, as you can see, and they did paint the upper chest compared to the lower torso there, so it is a subtle paint difference with the skin tone. Then the back turned out pretty good with the sculpted wrinkles. The yellow paint, there's a few issues on it, as you can see, some paint errors or something. Maybe they needed to add another layer of yellow paint. I mean, there's like some scratch marks on there and stuff like that, which is a bit odd. Then we do get his sash here, which turned out great. And this is on a swivel, so you can swivel it around where the tie is right there. And it looks like there's very subtle shading on it. Either that, or I'm blind and getting old and there is no shading on it. But the sculpt of it turned out really cool, as you can see there. Then the arms, I think, turned out alright. Nice sculpt all throughout it. There is no paintwork on the skin tone besides the black paint for the wristbands right there, which turned out pretty good. A little bit of paint bleeding, mainly on the left side. I don't really see it on the right side, though. And then the pants here, we do get some very, very subtle shading around the crotch area and between the legs and the lower legs right there. And great sculpted wrinkles all throughout the pants there. Same with on the back as well. And I like the way the pants look. Tucked into his boots. I think that looks really cool, how it like crosses over the other side. Dig the way that looks. And we do get those that teal color wrapping at the bottom there, which looks pretty cool. And then the feet, nothing too fancy about them, but they turned out fine, I think. And then the bottom of them, not much going on, but overall, once again, Tamashii Nations, like I said in the beginning, did another great job with a Dragon Ball figure, and I don't think they really could have done any better of a job when it comes to the paint and sculpt. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a pretty good amount of stuff included with this Gotenks, and starting it off on the left here, we do get an entire Tamashii Nations stand, which is incredible because we rarely get a full stand with their figures. So we do have the base, the leg, and then we do have the clamp. Then they did include an extra leg with the 2 added points of articulation. Since Gotenks is a smaller figure, that is why they included this stand here, and it's the same as this stand, just like I said, with added points of articulation in it. So we do get that stuff, and then we also get 3 interchangeable faces. And starting on the left, we do get the smirking, smiling type face, which does come on the figure out of the packaging, and like I said before, they did a great job with that face. Then in the middle, we do get either the yelling, screaming face, or maybe the laughing, smartass type face, and that's definitely my favorite out of all three of them. And then on the right, we do get the concerned looking face, or I just really screwed something up face. You can see the sweat running down his eyebrow and everything. I think they did an excellent job with the sculpt and the paint detail throughout all three faces, and the way you swap them out is very simple. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. And to swap the faces is very simple, pretty basic for DBC figure art. So when you want to take the face off, just pull on the front of the hair and it should pop right off. Then when you want to put it on, put your thumb on the bottom part of the hair away from the spiky parts because those are sharp, and then just push on the face to make sure it is fully pegged on the figure. But these faces can fall off really easily, which is the main thing that irritates the hell out of me about this figure. But it is very simple to swap all the faces. So we do get those three alternate faces, and then we also get the Gotenks Ghost effect, and then we do get that yellow ring looking effect. I forgot what that move is called, so sorry about that. Then we do get this piece here, which is meant for the yellow ring effect because it does hold it up on the stand. So we do get the Gotenks Ghost, which is definitely one of the better accessories included with the figure, and it is a very nice blue translucent plastic. They did add some white paint on the body and on the face there, and we do have some more added paint work on the face as well, and the paint's very clean all throughout the face. We get some nice sculpt all throughout it also, and it just turned out really good. So I do like the way the Ghost turned out. Then we do have a peg hole on the back because you just take the stand and peg it into the back of the Ghost, and that is how the Ghost stands up on his own. So we do get that. Then we do get the yellow ring effect here, which is another one of the cooler accessories with this figure. It is a very nice yellow translucent plastic, and I like the way they sculpted the edges, how it's all like jagged. I think that looks really cool. And then you take this piece here to get it to stand up on its own. You just slide it anywhere on the ring effect, and then you take the other side here and just peg it onto the Tamashii Nation stand, and then there you go. As simple as that. So we do get the really cool effects with Gotenks. And then we finally get 8 alternate hands. And starting all the way on the right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging, and all the hands are very simple to swap out. Even though the wrist pegs are really tiny, it's still very simple to swap all the hands. Then we do get a pair of peace symbol hands. Then we do get these kung fu stance type hands, and they are sculpted slightly differently. Then we do get a right pointing finger hand, and then we do get a right open palm blast hand, and we get some very nice sculpt work throughout all 8 hands. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with this Gotenks. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Gotenks, to the very top of his head, it looks like he's about 4 inches and a quarter of an inch tall. Then to the very top of his spiky hair, it looks like he's about 5 inches and a quarter of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Battle Damage Gohan, the manga version Cell Saga Gohan, Kid Goku, and Krillin. And I feel like this Gotenks is a little too tall, and I feel like he should be more around the height of Kid Goku. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Majin Vegeta, the 2.0 Vegeta, a sane raised on Earth's son Goku, and the San Diego Comic-Con Piccolo. And like I just said, he definitely is a bit too tall. And then here he is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Sub-Zero, the SH Figuarts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Tactical Suit Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku, and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and for the most part we do get some good movement, but there is a couple points that are just horrible on this Gotenks, and it's really odd because the Kid Goku is a smaller figure and had much better movement when it comes to that figure. So Gotenks here does have 2 joints at the neck, but this is one of the really bad points of articulation. His neck is so small that you really can't get too much movement out of it, and it gets hindered by the collar piece on his vest as well, and his hair does hinder it, so you can't really get him to look up at all, as you can see right there. It does look down a tiny bit with the upper neck, a little bit of pivot, and then it does swivel as well. The lower neck joint goes forward and back, better than the upper neck actually. and then you do get a little bit of pivot out of it, and then it does swivel. So combining both joints without the face popping off, he looks down about that much, and both joints, you can't get him to look up any further than I already showed you. Now the torso here, we do get some very nice torso and waist movement with this Gotenks. So the torso only goes forward a tiny bit, but I mean, he's such a tiny figure, he's not going to have crazy articulation. We do get very nice pivot at the torso, and then it does swivel as well. The waist here does go forward and back a lot better, so that makes up for the forward and back movement at the torso. So both joints, you can get them to crunch forward pretty good, and then goes back really well with both joints. Also, you do see a little bit of a gap at the torso there. Then we do get pretty damn good pivot at the waist, and then it also swivels. So he does have very nice movement combining both joints at the waist and the torso. Now for the arms here, the pieces on the shoulders, just like with the DBZ figures that have sleeves, it is on a ball peg, so you can move it all around. And then we don't get a butterfly joint. I thought we did, but we don't. But you do get a nice circular motion out of the arms there. They do go out to the sides about 90 degrees, which is definitely good. They do go up and down. We do have bicep swivel. We just have a single jointed elbow, and it doesn't even bend in 90 degrees. This is the other really bad point of articulation. Like, come on, man, are you kidding me, Tamashii Nations? The Kid Goku had better elbow movement than this Gotenks, and you can get it to swivel at the elbow joint where it connects into the bicep, and it does a bit where it connects into the forearm. Then we do have a ball hinge on the wrist here, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs, like I said, the sash, you can swivel the tie right there. So Gotenks can kick forward a little more than 90 degrees. You will hear a click because of this piece that kind of like covers the joint right there. It's hitting up against the crotch area, I believe, but you can get them to kick forward pretty damn good. Goes to the back about 90 degrees, kicks out to the sides, I'd say about 45 degrees, maybe a little bit more, and then we do get a nice upper thigh swivel. We do have double jointed knees that bend back all the way, so that's definitely good. Then for the ankles, it's on a ball hinge just like the wrist, so it does swivel, hinges up a pretty good amount, hinges down really well, and then when you move the joint to the other side, you do get some pretty damn good ankle pivot. And then we do have, let me fix that joint, then we do have a nice toe hinge. So overall, most of the points of articulation are pretty good on this Gotenks, but you have a few points that are just horrible on this figure, and it's kind of weird because the Kid Goku's smaller and had better articulation in the bad points of articulation with this Gotenks, but you're going to be able to get them in pretty much any type of annoying Gotenks-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Gotenks. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it a 7.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I did have mine imported from Japan from Anime Export, but my buddy from Agelessgeeks will be getting the US version of this Gotenks in about a month, and he does get the Japan versions as well, so you can head over to agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook group. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Of the Gotenks figure on the bottom, we do get the warning blah blah blah, toy animation, Dragon Ball Z, Tamashii, and blah 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 blah, and then a right open palm, blast hands, and damn it, said hands, you bastard. And then we do get this piece here that you just couldn't hold on to the damn thing, god damn ye, and then you just peg the stand into the other end like so. And then there you go. As simple as that, and I almost snapped it. God damn ye. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. Yo-leo.